Okay, I think it's time to begin this wonderful birthday. And with that said, everyone has been muted. And I start by saying, hello, everybody. Thank you for being part of my 60th birthday celebration. I promise you an enjoyable time. Today, though, is bittersweet. As you see, 4 months ago, we lost our beloved mother. Our parents, Bessie and Bud, instilled in us a strong, genuine love of Yiddishkeit, family, and commitment to being a good person. In short, being a mensch. These values serve as a definitive and clear guidepost to as how I live. I continue to mold these cherished attributes, excuse me, into my daily acts, whether it's as a volunteer, a family member, or good old Zev. I hear the charge of the Navi, the prophet Micah. What is requested and required of us? The answer? To do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with thy Lord. I respond with every fiber I know. Hineni, I am here. So now we go on to the fun part and just a few brief housekeeping announcements. You are being recorded. After a short upcoming quick video presentation, the good times begin with a wonderful interaction between you and me. If you wish to speak, simply raise your hand and use the hand icon in your participants box. If you can't access that, just wave your hand and I'll get to you. I'm going to do my best to make sure everyone can speak. It might get a little confusing. With that said, I want you to feel comfortable to talk about how you met me, a special memory. You can ask me a question. You know, it's not the Zev Lewis ego trip. I want everyone to have a good time. So at the end of this, I want to make sure you all know we're all who are based in Washington are welcome to pick up a socially distanced drop-off of my delicious birthday cake. And that comes the courtesy of our good friends, Ken and Linda. Thank you again. With that said, let's begin. Back in 1975, I met our first speaker, and we've been friends through thick and thin, our life's different pathways, but she is a wonderful mother, daughter, sister, engaging wife, and most importantly, she's a true fan. Please welcome Amy Glecklin.
Thank you, Zev. This is so great. I just want to say I'm not surprised because the warmth that you bring to this is who you are. So having known you, I don't know if I'm your longest friend, but I did. So unfortunately, I twisted my ankle this morning, so I'm lying down as I'm doing this. But I did have this picture, which I sent to you from the Jewish Week. And for those of you, if you can see it, I want to explain what this is. But you probably see Zev. Who's Zev there? There's Zev. You recognize Zev. And there I am next to him. So we are pictured in the Jewish Week. So let's see. I met Zev. This was done in it was 1977 is when this picture was taken. I was a senior. I guess you were a junior. I guess I didn't realize that you're a year younger than I was. We met through Jewish youth activities, and we were the representatives. Actually, I had to read it to remember what we were, but we were representing the Jewish Youth Assembly back then, and we were two of the student leaders of that. And we went to the Soviet embassy, which was what it was called back then. And we were trying to deliver matzah to Anatoly Sharansky, who had been imprisoned at that point. And so we were advocates, and we were out there doing the good work. And I just think it just warms my heart, because I always say, like, the young people, because we're not the young people anymore. I hate to say it, I wish we were. But I think we'll always be young at heart. But, you were just right. The two of us were leading the cause way back when. And I just have really always enjoyed having Zev come in and out of my life over time. But the thing that I love about you, Zev, is that your heart is so big. And I don't have too many friends who are so considerate like you are. Just all you have to do is say something, and I feel like you're like inviting or including or sending or dropping off, or I don't know. Just your big heart is what you lead with. And Zev and I, so Zev and I, unfortunately, both lost our moms this year, and so we had that as well, kind of bonded us. But I didn't tell you this, Zev, but when I was cleaning my mom's, she was in a assisted living community, whatever, and we couldn't even get in to get her furniture because we were, locked out until COVID sort of started to wane. But I went back to pick her stuff up. So it had been a few months after she had passed away, and there I was, there on top of her little tray was your cutout postcard, or the card that you had sent her. And it was just, when my mom was ill, that's what Zev sent, something that would have this beautiful cutout that was something that popped up that my mother could look at while she was ill. And it was just, that's Zev. So I just want to say that I appreciate that so much. And so I think I'll leave it at that. But anyway, happy birthday.
Thank you, Amy. And say hi best to Jonathan and to your lovely children.
There he is. Under.
Let me interrupt for a second, Zev. Zev wanted to show this nice photo video that Izzy made. I think you want to show it now, don't you, Zev?
Oops,
you're muted, Zev. You're muted. One further thing, I'm not sure that Zev may have forgot to mention, this whole session is being recorded, and afterwards Zev will have a copy of whatever you've all said. Zev, you're muted.
Zev, you have to unmute.
Thank you, Ken. Now the video should be up in a minute. Might take a technological challenge here, but it's worth waiting. And Jerry, do we have the video? Okay, that was great. And I should say that Amy, you foreshadowed, I think that's the proper term, Natan Sharansky, his note to me on White House stationery was included. And now we've got my birthday cake. And everyone who's in Washington's welcome to come by for socially distanced drop-off pickup of a slice of delicious chocolate birthday cake. I think we need to go back to the other screen. There we are. And I'm now gonna, there was one picture of somebody who's in the video montage, and that was Chief Patrick Burke. Are you up to saying a few words?
Yeah, Zev, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Please visit and please share your thoughts.
Hey, Zev, I just wanted to say on behalf of the Burke family, happy birthday. We're up in West Hampton, New York. Well, some of us are. Zev and I met through the Anti-Defamation League. I worked for almost 30 years as a police officer in Washington, D.C. and retired as an assistant chief before moving on to the U.S. Marshal position with the United States for the District of Columbia. And then consequently, I've been serving as the executive director of the DC Police Foundation. So through Chief Conti, who is our chief of detectives for MPD, I met Zev who attended an ADL event that recognizes law enforcement for their efforts against hate in the United States. So I was glad that we shared a common interest. And since then, Zev and I have grown to be good friends. He's also kind of taken in my son in many ways and helped to mentor him. My son, Brendan, is foregoing his senior year at South Carolina, and he joined the police department as a cadet in Washington, D.C., a program that I'm very. I know he continues to keep in touch with Zev. Hopefully he'll be jumping in with us at some point. But Zev, I just want to thank you for all the work you do in support of us. The big piece of our mission and the Chief's mission, Chief Newsham in Washington, D.C., is really working on building community relations, especially with minority youth. So the majority of the work that I do with the Police Foundation is really keeping young Black people, primarily Black men, out of the prison system. So I know, Zev, you put out some information in reference to the foundation and soliciting some donations. So we really appreciate your efforts, and that's helped to keep our summer camps going, which are all online this summer. We work with kids between the age of 5 and 24, but we've actually had a great summer and a lot more kids involved in our programs, and we'll be continuing on with those programs in the fall. So Zev, thanks for all you do, for all your support for the police department, and we hope you have a great 60th and many more years of health and happiness.
Thank you so much. And with that said, let's turn to some family members. I see from Canada, mom's side, Jerry and Lily Penso. Would you like to join us? Unmute yourself, please, cousins.
Hi, Zev. Happy birthday.
Yes, I'd like to make some comments representing the Canadian contingent. Your late mother, Bess, who we greatly admired and missed all the years she was in Washington. And through her, we got to know your family, your brothers and yourself. And we enjoyed your visits to Canada and really got close to the family. We visited in Washington a couple of times, and we really value your family connection and yourself as a person. You do such wonderful charitable things, and your life has been built on that. And we're very proud and very happy to wish you all the best on your birthday. Good health and many more years.
Amen.
Thank you. Let's go, and we're going to bring in Margie Honigman because I've known her since I was age 18. So Margie, what do you have to say?
So I've known Zev since I think probably around 1978, 79. And I was an out-of-towner, and he very thoughtfully invited me to Seder at his family's home. And if anyone has ever been to Seder at the Lewis's house, it's a delightful but long holiday celebration. It was so nice to be part of his family, and he has become such a part of my family. Through all the years of our friendship, we met in our early years. We met President Ford together, and we were early fans of, if you people know, Alec Baldwin, who in his young days, and we stayed in touch with him for many years throughout his career. But he has, I just want to say that Zev is the most thoughtful, beautiful writer. And if anyone has been lucky enough to ever get a note about a simcha or a tragedy, he's always there as a friend, always, never forgets. So I want to wish you, my dear friend, I save all your happy 60th. Love
Thank you, Margie. That was lovely. I'm going to throw it and spin the wheel, and we're going to ask Jeff Yablon. I see Jeff's here. So Jeff, can you share a few moments and whatever you like to talk?
Zev, I'll be very brief. Your first 60 seem to be a great success, as they say in the Jewish community, to 120. So may your next 60 be as successful.
Thank you, Jeff. When talking about family, and I can't, but, and we're going to throw it off to Israel, Haifa, cousin Betsy and her husband Yitzhak. And I remember fondly, less than a year ago, I was in Haifa for the best bat mitzvah, Betsy and Yitzhak's granddaughter. And it was a fantastic family celebration and so much joy. And I look forward to going back to Israel. Let's hear from Betsy from Haifa.
Happy birthday from all of us in Haifa and surrounding areas. And it's hard to believe it. It was a year ago that you were here with us celebrating, and it was just a beautiful family occasion. And so you can reserve the date 2 years from now. We've got a bar mitzvah coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there, and hopefully before that. Once we're still in Israel, there's a Olympic in training from the Israeli kayak team. He's now decided to pursue academic collegiate studies. Maddie Stern.
Yeah, happy birthday from Tel Aviv also, not just Haifa. Happy birthday. Hi, everyone.
Well, thank you for coming out on a busy day, and I appreciate it. And now we're going to turn to Diane Bronstein, who gave me a wonderful birthday gift. For those of you who love history, I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can see it. It's based on the first page of the Washington Post from 1960, August 24th, my birthday, for the last 60 years. So thank you, Diane. And Diane, what would you like to share with us today?
Just as you asked, I've known Zev since the 1990s. We were introduced by some friends, mutual friends, the Lavals, who Zev has known since he was in college. And really, since that point in time, I'd like to say that we've shared many, many things, family events, important events in my friends' lives, and his friends' lives. It's really been incredible. But many years, he really kept me very close to Judaism, making sure that for every holiday, I had not only a place to go, but a place to go at the synagogue as well with him. So that's been very, very important. The thing I would say most about Zev, as everybody said, is his big heart and his compassion for people. But he's the sort of person you always want to be with. And I really can't say that about that many people in my life. You can share big events with him, the small events of day-to-day life, which we often do. And you said that your family's goal was you should be a mensch. And not only are you a mensch, I think you're the epitome of a mensch. I think you define the word by your existence every day, and I'm honored to be your friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you so much. We have a cousin from Ottawa who, God bless her, she's recovering in rehab. Eileen Cohen is Jerry and Lily Penso's married daughter. And if you're up to talking, you need to unmute yourself.
There we are.
Well, okay,
Thank
Eileen.
you so much for inviting me to your virtual party. And I'm hoping that once this is all over, you can celebrate properly with everyone around you. But this is good for second best. And I just want to wish you very many more happy birthdays. I turned 60 myself just in October. So you're looking good for 60. And thank you again for everything you do for our family.
We love you and happy birthday.
and a very
Thank you.
for
Eileen.
recognizing me. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Let's switch to a friend who everybody in the Washington community, Jewish community, knows. It's Ed Hoffman. And Ed, we're so glad you're able to join us. Ed, can you speak briefly? Unmute yourself, please.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I'm in the car right now, but thank you so much for including me, and welcome. And Zev and I met in one of our favorite places at Addis Israel, at one of our favorite right? I don't remember what date, but yes, it was a while ago. And Zev is just a wonderful guy. He really is a wonderful friend. He's always thinking about me. He's always contacting me, even though I'm not a good friend and I don't get back to him right away. And I do apologize for that. But nonetheless, I enjoy his friendship. He's a true Baltzaka and a tzaddik. He really is. At least in my mind, he's a great guy. And thank you so much for including me.
Thank you, Ed.
And
it's
enjoy.
so good to hear from you.
Happy birthday.
I'm looking forward to a great
Thank you.
Fleisha Kiddush when things get better at Addis Israel that you'll cater.
Yeah.
With that said, I'm
Please
going to
do.
pass this on. The next person, I hope she's willing to speak, is Helen Whitebread. And Helen and I work together at two medical lobbying organizations. Helen, where are you? You could be halfway across the world.
I'm actually in England.
Okay.
So, yeah, we worked together and I think we survived it. And then I moved away to England and that was that. And I'm glad I got invited because I've missed seeing you.
Well, I'm so glad you're able to come and give our best to your wonderful husband. And of course, our regards to the Queen and the royal family. Thank you, Helen, for making time. We're going to move on to family. And I have a couple of cousins here, besides Brother Bruce is honoring us. So we're going to include cousins Mark and Mona from Silver Spring. Mark and Mona, you're on.
Well, I certainly met your parents before I met you, since I'm about half a generation older. Our family drove up for your parents' wedding to Canada, and it was an epic trip, and really quite memorable. I dug up a picture. Let's see if I can get this. I dug up a picture of you and a cake. It's not dated, so I don't actually know whose birthday it is. And it's the only picture I have that has both you and a cake in it. So I thought I'd share it with you, but it certainly goes a ways back, and it's really a very nice family grouping. And in that regard, I wanted to mention something that we got to see that really other people generally did not, except for the Feldmans, and that was Zev's care of his parents, and particularly his mother in her last many months when she needed assistance all around. And Zev had a very gentle manner about him, a very considerate and careful way with his parents, and we saw a lot of this with him and his mom, and his dad too. And his dad too, because we would visit there on Shabbat afternoons and get to see him with both of his parents and later on with his mom. And it was really a very good example. If more people had seen it, it would have been an example for more people. And it was a useful lesson.
I agree.
Thank you. It means so much. And thanks for everything you did for Mom and Dad and the role you play in keeping the Lewis Mishpacha tied together throughout the world. I'd like to turn this now to a friend who I've known since GW, and that is Francine Levine. Francine, welcome from Tampa or Clearwater, wherever you are this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm at the beach, the Gulf Coast. It's a beautiful day. I've known Zev since GW. Zev took me to my first Jewish service at Addis Israel, and since gone on to raise a family, all of which know Zev. Zev has graciously hosted us on our trips to Washington and even my daughter in Israel. So we all know Zev, love Zev, and wish you the best birthday and many more.
Thank you. We're talking about Addis Israel. For those of you who don't know, it's the largest conservative shul in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Let's bring in cousins Sandy and Dina Mendelson, who's on my dad's side, and they're stalwarts and truly leaders of Addis Israel. Sandy and Dina, please, the stage is yours.
Well, thank you for inviting us. It's a pleasure being here. Your father and my father were first cousins, so that makes us second cousins. And we're sort of a generation older than you. I actually graduated from medical school about 2 months before you were born. So you were sort of one of the younger cousins over on the other side of town, and I was busy being an intern in Atlanta and other places. So by the time I got back to Washington, came to Addis Israel, eventually I look around and there are you and Bruce, and we basically had not known each other very well despite being cousins. And it's been a pleasure sharing Addis Israel with real cousins. And it's been great getting to know you as an adult, making up for the fact that we were children at different times entirely.
And I want to say something too, because in getting to know you, Zev, we got to know what a thoughtful person you were. You never missed a holiday. When you came to our house, you always came bearing gifts. I have gifts all over the house that you gave us. So thoughtful. And I think that must have followed you all through your life. And I can hope that you will be able to in the years.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Next is somebody who's known me again since college days. And let's just say, I think I played an important role in her life. We're going to go up to Newport, Rhode Island, where Lisa Laval and family are waiting to join us.
Hi, Zev. Hi, everybody. Happy birthday, Zev. I don't know if you remember, but 36 years ago, you were up in Newport, Rhode Island with me and and you had a lot to do with everyone you see in this picture because you introduced me to my husband. And because of them, we had Jessica, my oldest, and now the grandchildren, Alex, Rafi, and Sarah. And so you can imagine, Zev, that they owe you quite a bit for your role you played. You were always so concerned about putting people together and making everybody happy. And you really are. You were a devoted son to your parents. And so I just have to say, I'm glad to be able to share this simcha with you right now. And thank you for being in my life and playing such an important role.
Thank you. It's great to see everybody in cool, beautiful Newport. I look forward to joining you next summer.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay, let's spring the wheel, and why don't we welcome to our wonderful birthday celebration, Linda and Ken Kaufman. And I've actually known Ken before I think he met his wife, and it is on for President Ronald Reagan. So Ken and Linda, the forum is yours.
Well, Zev, first of all, we want to join in wishing you a wonderful birthday. And you're correct. We met, I think, in the early to mid 80s before I met Linda, which was in 1985. I think it was circa 84, when I was in New York and came down for some conference here, and we met. And we've been good friends ever since. And then after Linda and I got married, we moved back here to Washington, and we've stayed in close touch since then. And Zev is the person that probably more than anyone else in the local area that we've been very fortunate to share holidays with and other special occasions. Often we're with Zev at Erev Rosh Hashanah. We go to Nats games together. And most recently, Zev joined us for a surprise birthday party we held for my wife via Zoom with about 50 people from all over the world there, and we were very happy about that. And Zev, you've also supported our kids who are now in their mid to late 20s and live in Boston, but so many times you made yourself available and helped them with various things. And we were very happy to have obtained the cake that you showed, and we would encourage anyone to partake of that. Linda?
He's a terrific cook. And we brought this cake over yesterday afternoon for Zev, and what do you think he did? Not only did he receive the cake graciously, but he brought a huge bundle of food to give us. It was last night's dinner. And yeah, ask him for recipes. He's a fabulous cook. We love you. And as someone said earlier, Zev, you do lead with your heart. And we appreciate love you for it. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Ken and Linda, and all the best. And that cake will be devoured, I promise you. Thank you. Let's now ask somebody else to visit. And I see Amy and Eric. And actually, Amy, I have to tell you, when we were observing Shiva of our late mother, she shared the most touching memory sentiment that I didn't know about. I forgot. And it'll always be close in my heart. So Amy and Eric, and I see Sandy was there before, please share your thoughts on this special day.
Hi, Zev. We're so happy to be here. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's a great day. And as everyone else said, you know, bis 120, bis 120, or, you know, this is only the beginning. I feel like compared to all of you, I haven't known Zev all that long, but it's looking at a good 25 years. I think Zev and I first met when he turned up in one of my classes at the Jewish Study Center as a student. The Study Center is well represented on this Zoom with Jerry and a lot of other people. And Jewish Study Center. He's one of the great reasons it's continued to thrive. He's been dedicated and, you know, as in everything else he does. And as other people have said, you know, you work with Zev for a while and you get he gets drawn into your family. Zev's been so sweet to both kids. He's seen them grow up, and the Lewis brothers always sent the best baby gifts. And I think that must be the memory that I shared at the Shiva, is we got this big box when our first son was born. He's now 21. And who sent this beautiful baby Layette? You know, who are these guys? 3 signatures, wow. So, and that was just the beginning of a beautiful relationship, I think, with our family and Zev. And as for the cards, when Papyrus recently went out of business, Zev shared with me that he had pretty much bought up the entire back stock so that he wouldn't have to stop sending these beautiful, thoughtful, really eloquent, you know, in the best sense of the word, old-fashioned, you know, formal and informal notes to people. And it's just great to be able to show up for Zev, because he always shows up for us. So thank you, Zev, and it's great to be part of your circle.
Thank you, and I look forward to many more years with the Koenig Schwartz family and with the Jewish Studies Center. The
Yeah.
Jewish Studies Center really is the nation's capital address for adult Jewish education. Moving on, I'd like to see, is Randy Levitt and if he's still there, feel free to talk. If not, we'll move forward. I don't want to touch the screen because then it goes away. Is Randy there? He was there. I guess he moved on. Okay, that's understandable. Let's go for David and Laura Tershinsky.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Hi, Zev. Happy birthday. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us share your momentous birthday with you. We've known each other for like 30 years, longer than I've known this guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are just the epitome of, like everybody else was saying, big-hearted, community-minded. You really know, it's just so natural for you just to do the right thing. And I really appreciate you for that. I know, like, I don't even know, you can talk about Arnold. No, you're right there.
And of course, we know each other through my first cousin, Arnold Gittleson, who I did see on the call as well. And, you know, you're one of the oldest people I know. You know, I'm 57. So,
than me.
Yeah. Mine too.
Well, thank you so much. It means a lot that you were able to join us, and only Lashana Tova,
you.
early
You
Rosh
too.
Hashanah greetings. By the way, is Arnold and Arlene Gittleson on the call? Because we
They
certainly
were. I
would like
just saw
them
them.
to talk. Okay, unmute. And Arlene, maybe you can get your husband to say something.
Are we unmuted? This is the first time we've ever Zoomed.
Yes. Okay, Mazel
Mazel
Tov,
tov,
Shafi
mazel tov. Happy birthday to you. I've actually listening to all of the many comments, and again, as my wife said, that we've never done Zoom before, so this
In your
is
honor, we're Zooming.
right, exactly. And I was trying to think back to when I actually met you, and I believe it was Park Elementary, and we traveled through many areas, from going to shul at Shalom Talmud Torah, to both of our bar mitzvahs, and
Take me on dates.
and actually I think you went on one of my dates with my wife. We went to Union Station, I believe.
No, but he got you to go out
But-
with other girls.
And you also
Took you to
you got me to buy her like expensive perfume or
Thank
something
you.
like that, and you've just been a very a lifetime friend, as I stated to I think either one of my brothers or might have been my first cousin, David Torchinsky. But I think you meet like 4 or 5 people in your life that really have an effect on your life, and I consider
love
you
you.
one of those people that are at the top of my list, and just wish you many, many more years of happiness and many, many more years of celebrating your birthday.
Yeah.
And
we blew up balloons for you.
yes, and we even have a pink one and a blue one as well. So
Virtual.
yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And Arnold is basically the honorary 4th Lewis brother.
Correct.
And
Correct.
we're so glad you took time. I know it's been a challenging time for everybody, and particularly your family, but we wish you only Godspeed, good health.
Well,
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I see lots of people. Let's go to the baseball, because thanks to this next speaker, I was able to go to the World Series. I got to enjoy the winning streak that led to the World Series at home games. And he's just a wonderful person. He's the half of Baked by Yael, cake poppery here in Washington. So Craig Pfeiffer, please unmute and join
Well,
the
happy
party.
birthday, Zev. Thanks very much for having me. Greetings on behalf of Yael, who's working hard to make delicious treats right now, but she says happy birthday as well. We first met Zev as a customer, but he very quickly became a friend, and we definitely appreciate his support for Yael's business, which, as you might imagine, has been through a lot of ups and downs with the various federal shutdowns and global pandemics and such. So Zev has always been a great supporter and ambassador for the business. I think it's okay if he is altruistic in his support and also has a slight ulterior motive of eating lots of delicious challah and cake pops and other treats. And now he's a big fan of our new vegan corned beef, which we just rolled out a few days ago.
Yes.
So he's already been posting on Facebook about that. But Zev and I have also gotten to be friends over baseball and coin collecting and a variety of eclectic topics, politics, Judaism. So it's been a lot of fun to know Zev for these last several years, and all the best. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Craig, and our best to Yael. By the way, Baked by Yael ships nationwide. They have wonderful challah, and I now only use her challah to make my breadcrumbs to coat my chicken for Shabbat dinner. Okay, I see a man who knows Jewish kosher meat, Fleischig. That's Manny Shifris, who also happens to be a great Nats fan. Manny, please join us.
Thank you very much, Zev, and happy 60th birthday. You're a young whippersnapper. So I know Zev from Adas Israel primarily. We've known each other probably about 20 years. And Zev has been kind enough to invite me and my significant other to his home for dinner on a number of occasions on Shabbats and holidays. We've had him over for breakfasts. And Zev has frequently taken me to baseball games at Nats Park, typically in some of the best seats imaginable, and with some of the best food imaginable. The one thing about Zev is I think his true calling was to have been a spook for the CIA. And I say that because when it comes to the kiddishes, he knows every caterer who's coming to Adas. And he'll tell me weeks in advance, oh, this is going to be Hoffman's, this is going to be so-and-so. So I always know when the best kiddishes are coming. So thank you for that information, Zev, and have a wonderful 60th.
Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed by how many people are on the call, so I'm going to get this going. Let's bring in Mel and Barbara Gelman from Silver Spring, who were actually at my last Rosh Hashanah dinner at Mom's home, along with cousins Mark and Mona and Ezra, their son, and a few, Anna Maurice, who will be speaking soon, were there. And I forget who else was there, but it was a wonderful time. And I so much enjoy having people over. I love sharing homemade hospitality. And any of you in Washington who are yearning for homemade Zev's culinary treats, i.e. chicken or salmon, turkey, just let me know. We can arrange for socially distanced pickup drop-off. So Mel and Barbara, the forum is yours.
Thank you, Zev. It's so good to be with you on your 60th birthday and to celebrate with so many friends and relatives and who have attested to your giving nature and your kindnesses. We haven't really known each other that long at Adas Israel, but our relationship has gotten tighter in the last couple of years. And it was a wonderful evening that we spent with you at your home, celebrating there. We just wish you all the best and in good health and happiness as the years unfold. You're one of our younger friends, and keep that in mind. And we look forward to being out with you before too many more months expire. Because it's always great to share with you.
Thank you. And the Shana Tova. Is our friend talking about Adas Israel, past president, community leader, and just a wonderful role model. Is Patty on the screen who might want to share a few words?
Hi, Zev. I'm always happy to share words about you, and thank you for sending me the link again so I can be a part of this very special occasion. I'm probably one of Zev's newer friends too, but I just have been thrilled to be a part of all the things he does. And he is just, as everyone has said, he is so supportive in so many ways. He knows that one of my big loves is the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Washington. And he's always trying to find small ways to make connections so that we can do more for these kids. And it fills my heart with joy when I hear what the police department is doing for these kids. We happen to have a member of the department on our board because we just feel that the community relations between the police and those in the communities is just so key to what goes on. So Zev, maybe we'll be able to celebrate 120 with you. If so, I hope they're all in good health. And thanks for the opportunity to say a few words.
Thank you, Patty. L'Shana Tova. Happy and healthy Jewish New Year. I should note, since it was brought up, the Metropolitan Police Foundation was a recipient of a birthday gift made in my honor by good friends Gerard and Lisa Laval. Thank you, Gerard and Lisa, for doing that. It means so much to me. Wonderful Anne and Maurice. I've known Anne, I think, almost most of my adult life. So Anne, unmute.
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me? I'm on. Zev,
Yes.
Zev, I well remember when I met you. It wasn't our whole adult life. It was in 1989. And it was a Jewish DC JCC event at the National Gallery of Art. A group of us were taking a tour, and that's when I met you, I remember. And after that, there were many Shabbat dinners at the DC JCC, always featuring chicken, which I think is where your inspiration came from. And ever since then, you've been having us over for chicken for Shabbat. And so we go back quite a ways. And thank you for having us join you on your great occasion, your 60th birthday. Wish you a very, very happy birthday. And looking forward to getting past this current time so that we can get together again whenever that might be. And I miss, we both miss your hospitality and coming over and having Shabbat dinner with you and having you over for Shabbat dinner. And hopefully that will happen again in not too long a time. And happy birthday.
Thank you. A young conservative rabbinical student has joined us from Yerushalayim, or outside of they're close enough. He's a student at the seminary in Yerushalayim. And so, will Danny please join us?
Hey everyone, hey Zev, happy birthday, Mazal Tov, Mazal Tov. What a special occasion. So I know I'm a little late to the party, but I'm glad I was able to make it, and sending lots of warm wishes and a very, very nice, cool Jerusalem breeze over to DC. It's a really beautiful night here in Jerusalem. Definitely a slight reminder of when we met up at Bardak Pizza in Jerusalem on Keren Yesod, and that was there's a story in the Talmud of a student who goes to study very, very far away from his home. He goes, he goes all the way to Bavel. It's not really clear where he goes to study. The Talmud sites are very strange. Down, and and they ask him, what would make you happy, or what is the thing that what's the thing that they do in your town? Like, what's the home flavor? And he says, they put jelly on the foreheads of babies to keep away the mosquitoes. So the rabbi says, okay, you should do that if it'll make you feel better about missing home. And certainly, Zev, when you were here, you didn't have me do that. We ate pizza, which for me as a New Yorker originally was kind of a proverbial jelly keeping away the mosquitoes. But but I think it speaks very much to the friendship that we've had since then and even before then. But Mamash sending lots of love and just well wishes and health and success and fulfillment in the coming year. Mamash Mazal Tov, and as they say, Ad Ma'av Yasrim.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to switch it over to a totally different aspect component in my life. The next person I'm going to put on the spot, and I actually haven't seen him in probably 20 years, but I had the pleasure of working with him when I was employed with the National Medical Association, and he is truly what's considered an association professional. In Washington, a lot of organizations have full-time representation for the industries, professions, and while I was in the medical industry, he was in a different one, but we just reacquainted. He's a proud grandfather, I believe, or probably close to it. And hopefully he's going to be by my home today to pick up a piece of birthday cake, as well as one or two other items. So Hunter, without putting you on the spot, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I'm
Hunter?
unmuted. Well,
There you
first
are.
off, I don't know if you can see this with the screen. It won't do it. Anyway, it's a little sign that says happy birthday. Zev.
I can see it. Great.
Yeah, and actually, Zev, it was FBR, Friedman Billings Ramsey, when we met. And Zev is one of the kindest, such a gentleman, and so great to work with. And we did recently reconnect. And we were at an industry event somewhere in the past 2 or 3 years together, and I gave you a ride home somewhere along the line. But anyway, I just wish you a very, very happy birthday. So thank you for including me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and we'll see you later tonight.
Yep.
Let's bring in what is a typical but atypical Washingtonian. He's a distinguished lawyer, as all lawyers are, and he also happens to be married to Amy Glecklin. Will Jonathan Glecklin join us for a few moments? Welcome, Jonathan.
Happy birthday. Thank you. Next time, maybe a birthday party where the parking is easier. Just a suggestion for the next one. A couple of people have mentioned this, but Zev is really from a...
Can you speak louder? We can't hear you.
Sorry, people not hearing me. Let me try. Sorry.
Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. So a couple of people have mentioned this, but Zev is really kind of almost from a different time, a time when people wrote thank you notes, a time when people brought gifts when they came to somebody's house, a time when people were master entertainers. And it's just been a privilege getting to know Zev because of his relationship with Amy. So Zev, happy birthday and congratulations.
Thank you. A pleasure and privilege of being a supporter and active member of the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, and it's been a real honor to get involved. And I'll always be grateful for the role Jonathan and Amy played in that. Let's switch over to some family. Margot and Izzy, pick me. Yes, you're picked.
All right. All right.
You go first.
I'm going first. We're having a little iPad issue, so hopefully you can hear me. So,
Yes.
Happy birthday, cousin. I think I just figured it out after Mark spoke and talking about the age issue, is you're my youngest first cousin. Cousins are so much older, at least on the Birch side. So this is great. And I do apologize for my hair. We literally got back from camping in the Adirondacks 10 minutes before the Zoom. And I'm looking at myself and realize I didn't brush my hair. Oops. So many, many happy returns. You know, 60, it's fabulous. I've been there, done that. So welcome to the club. And I do have a very low-tech sign. I realize it's probably showing up in reverse. So this is opposite of the great graphics work that Izzy did on your birthday, but blessings for all good things, health and happiness. And I have to say that I've really enjoyed hearing about the food. So I've already made a note of vegan corned beef. And I know about the birthday cake because I saw a picture of it. Man, I'm really missing out on some good food here. In upstate New York, we don't have anything like this. So I do enjoy, Zev, all your food picks. Very often when you travel, it's like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to see some great food. So we really, we enjoy that together, and all good wishes. I'm going to turn it over to Z.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is Walter Cronkite reporting from the East Coast. No, just kidding. Zev, it's been great knowing you so far. I'll do a very quick, I'll be brief since Margot took much of my screen time. Actually, your Sibs and your folks, when Margot and I think we just gotten married or we were engaged, and it was Pesach at TI, correct?
Yep.
And that's when I met you, and you were very nice to me, and you were like very welcoming, welcome to the family, and you were just so warm, and that really stuck with me, and I want you to know that. And of course, I really appreciate, you're one of my best clients right now, which is really great. And I just wish you Admeves Bim Shana, and you know, you continue to do great Menschy things for your community and for the rest of the world, even for the world of dogs. And all the best to you. And I will let you turn it over to others.
Thank
Be
you.
well.
I see a friend who sent me a birthday card, and particularly now more than ever, without getting into politics, getting mail is a real treat. Elisa Abrams, I'm going to open the card. I can't tell if you can see me, but I am opening your card. So let me do this. It's from Papyrus.
Yes, it is.
Good taste. And it is a cocktail motif. I don't know if you can see this
A little
or
higher.
not, but I'm going to open it up. And it says, Dear Zev, a toast to good times and an excellent year to come. Happy birthday. Elisa, I've known you for several years, and you're just you're a lovely hostess. You're a good person, and you are a treasured friend of our late Aunt Lily. So please join and welcome Elisa.
Thank you so much, Zev. Wishing you a wonderful birthday, and you have a personal note at the bottom there in the card. And I have so many wonderful memories with you, and in any number of contexts and that other people have mentioned, serving together with you on the Jewish Study Center board, talking about wonderful catering and culinary and gastronomic feats and delights, being a guest in your home so many times, and also with Lily and with other family and other people who are on the call. It's just so wonderful to see you. You're looking in wonderful health. And this special day with all of your friends and family from around the world. We're wishing you only the best of strength and love for another wonderful 60 years. You've only gotten started. And I look forward also to welcome you back to my home as soon as we can. And thank you so much for recognizing me and for inviting me. You've always included me, and I'm very, very grateful to call you friend.
Thank you. People are jumping off, which, you know, I'm way over, I'm sure, the normal Zoom call. Let's see if Melanie Frischman Marino is still with us. I'm not quite good at the screen. Melanie, are you there? Well, Melanie's birthday was yesterday, and I was in a surprise Zoom call for her. So she may have had other commitments to attend to. And with that said, we're going to reach out to a cousin, Lauren Sid Sussin, dad's oldest sister's children. So if you're still with us, please join in.
Thank you, Zev. Thank you for the opportunity. It's a little daunting listening to the comments because I realized after listening to them that this puts me probably on the far aged end of all of your relatives. Not the oldest on this call, I don't think, but almost the oldest. And looking at the selection here, it looks like I'm representing the older end of your aunts and uncles also. So it is what it is. I think we're only as old as we feel. And obviously, folks on this call don't feel very old. So I think that's just great. I want to, and given where I'm speaking here, I can say that I agree with everything that I've heard. And I think that's probably makes it easy. You know, everybody's had some very complimentary things to say about you. They're all true. I contribute to the Washington community, Washington Jewish community in particular, which is a true compliment. I just wanted to mention one thing to piggyback on what Mark had said about this trip to your parents' wedding. You have to put that in context. In 1954, if memory serves me correctly, there was no interstate system. There was no system of high-speed roads or relatively high-speed roads that exist today. So you basically had to go due north until you came to the horizon. You made a left turn and you toward the St. Lawrence River, and you crossed over into Canada, where they actually had a real system of customs and immigration and that sort of thing. I remember, I think it was a great time. Let me say this, it was a great time. Your folks and your grandparents put on a wonderful wedding and a whole, I think it was several days at least that we had there. The one thing I still remember is we had taken, I guess she was a distant cousin of all of ours, cousin Lena Lavner from Philadelphia at the time, and we had taken her with us on the trip to Canada, and we were, let's say, we had coached her on what not to say to the immigration folks in the border, at the border of Canada. But she was good, they were good, and everything went along fine. And we still remember to this day the food. I don't think, I know where you get the food business is has to come through your genes, through especially through your Canadian side. The food we had up there was amazing. We're still talking about it, and all good things to you. All good things.
Thank you, and give our best to Laura, your lovely wife. We are losing people quickly, so I want to get everybody in before, understandably, you move on to. I'd like to bring to the screen Howard Marks, somebody I just gotten to know through Addis Israel. So Howard, if you'd like to say a few words.
Zev, this has been totally great. Thank you for the invite. I'm probably the shortest duration friend of yours, just maybe a few months. But I know many of the people on the call, either from Addis or for some of those fabulous trips that Dr. Claire Simmons sponsored through the Jewish Heritage Center. I also go up to Bake by Yael every Friday to pick up that delicious challah, and I eat it, we eat it all week. Also, you're one of the few people I know that served in the Ronald Reagan administration, a great friend of Israel. And Zev and I have had some great conversations. So happy birthday and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Noah Ari Kaufman from Virginia, from Addis Israel, who's a wonderful father and a good friend. Are you still with us, and can you join in? There you are, your hand is up.
Yes, I'm still here. Give me a moment to get the Zoom thing figured out. That's my son in the back. That's my son in the background giving his regards. You're a fairly new friend, Zev, but a great, great friend, and so kind and so generous, and giving gifts to our 4-year-old son, Ben. One of the best gifts you gave. Let me start my video here. One moment. Okay, one of the best gifts that you gave was a couple years ago. You so kindly gave us 10 masks for Passover. And it was so nice of you to give 10 masks for Passover. And as with many people, Passover was very challenging for our family, me watching Ben do the medical items most of the Passover, but Ben really enjoyed the Mass. He loved the Mass for the 10 plagues. And it was so much fun for him to wear the mask, and he sometimes plays with the mask, and we hope to use those for many Passovers for many years. That's just one of the many nice things he's done for us. So it's been so great to have you as a friend. So thank you, and happy 60th birthday.
Zev, before you go further, there's a suggestion that maybe we show the photo montage again, because a lot of people came in late.
Oh, well, 1 second. I want to get voices. I'll be at the end because I know people have to jump off. Nahama from Addis, Israel, you cover my friendship and that of my siblings, and you also knew our late Aunt Lily. You're just such a good person, a wonderful friend. Would you like to come and join us this afternoon and share a few thoughts?
Thank you so much. I want, first of all, happy 60th birthday, the happy first 60th birthday. We all wish you good health and more friendships and more community service in the next 60 years. We all appreciate everything that you do for the community, for multiple communities. We appreciate your warmth and your generous friendship. I thank you for inviting me to your 4th of July fireworks celebrations. Others, esteem and support for your parents and for the lovely Aunt Lillian Kardash. Many, many more years of good health.
Thank you. I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I think we're going to show the video again. Is there anybody, there's one person and he's looking right at me and I saved him for last for obvious reasons. So Brother Bruce, take us out of here. Here you are.
I'm Zev. Yes, I think I've known you the longest and had good times and bad times, and you've been a wonderful host for Friday Night Shabbat dinners, and Rosh Hashanah has been great. And you were really amazingly well helping Mom and Dad out when they were sick, especially Mom. So you were there helping her out every day, and I really appreciate it, and we all do. So happy birthday, Zev, and many more happy years ahead. Amen.
Okay, before we show the video, is Miriam Gusevich still with us? Miriam, I see your picture. Maybe you can't hear me. I don't know.
You have to unmute, Miriam.
Okay, we tried. And anybody else who for some reason I can't see, but it's on the screen. I think we're pretty good. So we're going to leave with another beautiful self-egotistical trip to me with the video. Jerry, thank you for everything. You made this possible. And of course, my cousin, Izzy Singer, great graphic artist. And well, yes, we are saying thank you to Izzy, Margot, very clearly. And so Jerry, can you put up the video one last time? And again, the cake awaits anyone who's in Washington. And we thank Linda and Ken for that delicious birthday memento. Everyone, from the bottom of my heart, Toda Rabah, thank you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next year, same time, but in person. God
Happy
bless.
birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We'll be by for chocolate cake.
I
Save
am
me a
going to eat the
slice.
cake.
No, Shauna boss.
We don't want to leave. It was so much fun.
Oh, this worked out beyond my expectations. Thank you, everybody.
Happy
It's okay.
birthday.
So happy. Happy
Our first
birthday.
to
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday again, Zev.
This was really
Thank you
wonderful.
too. Cake awaits for everybody.
Great job, Jerry.
Good job, Arnold and Arlene.
Bye. Bye,
Bye,
Betsy.
Izzy.
Bye.
Welcome back. Thank you, Cousin Betsy.
Yep. Okay, we're going.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Burke. Okay, let's say thank you to Jerry Garfinkel, who was a wonderful job. Pitch perfect, Jerry. It was worth all my aggravation I gave you.
Okay, good. Happy birthday, by the way. I just said
Happy birthday.
tomorrow. Happy almost birthday.
That's right, tomorrow's the official birthday. Betsy, how's everybody in Israel?
You're muted, Betsy.
Unmute, Betsy. Please, how's everybody in Israel?
We celebrated Maor's 13th birthday, which was Friday. So you're all clustered together. Everybody's
Okay.
fine. So far, so good.
Do
Enjoy
you
the
hear from our cousins in Yerushalayim?
They're holding steady as far as I hear, all of them, including Shmuel, who's just outside Jerusalem. You met Shmuel.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
I was thinking more about Linda, how she's holding up.
She's fine. She's
Good.
fine. She lives with some of her children and she's fine. We talk.
And how's Haifa doing?
Haifa has a lot of air traffic at the moment. And it's very humid. Air traffic, I mean helicopters and things like that. But it's very humid here. Exceedingly humid, and the temperature is in the 90s.
Well, it's like Washington.
Yeah, the swamp. Yeah.
Okay.
It was really nice to see everybody come together, and it was really lovely having the Canadian relatives and the relatives from other places in the world, like New York, Maryland, DC. So have a good year.
Really, I can't wait to come back.
Yeah.
I think, is Chief Burke still with us? His name's on the screen.
He may have left his computer. Yeah, too bad I can't come to Israel because the bris is a week from today, but I can't come. So
I couldn't get off except by turning the.
You want to leave?
Well, I'll have to say hi to Margie soon. Margie gets a special memento when she picks up, and we'll be starting in 5 or 6 minutes. I'm so happy. We have 7 people already. But
no, more's coming.
Okay, Margie is one. I actually known Margie
Hi, Zeb.
as a
I'm coming
friend.
on.
Hi, Margie. I'm so happy that you're able to join. You know, you're really busy with your family, as is everyone. So everyone, I so much appreciate and means a lot to me. I do have a special gift that I got in Israel. This is one of the few things I kept. I gave everything else away, but I want to give people wonderful memories of my trip to Israel. And once Margie appears on the screen, hopefully she will appear, she'll and this will be fun, but this is a bottle of Pepsi from Israel. And I don't know if you can see the writing,
Oh.
but it's Israeli Pepsi.
Hi, Zeb. Wow.
Hi, Margie. So this is my Israeli birthday gift to myself. I never opened it. It's a year old. It's a bottle of Pepsi from Israel.
It's aged to perfection.
What?
Aged to perfection.
Absolutely. So in a few minutes, we'll actually begin. I'm so grateful to everybody. I know people's schedule, their times are not their own. And we now welcome Lisa
Hi,
and
Zeb.
Maurice
Happy
and Ann.
birthday.
Hi. You're from Newport, Rhode
Yes,
Island,
yes.
right? Sounds good. Good place to be. Betsy's from Haifa. You're at the beach
I'm in Long
too?
Beach Island, New Jersey.
Wait a minute, I need to make it louder.
Okay. Now, I just got an email from a treasured friend that they need to get the Zoom link. So bear with me. I got to send him the Zoom link. Hold on.
Zev, you're a pro at this, Zev.
Oh,
You're a pro at this.
far from it, but
You can get them.
okay, I'm sending. Ed Hoffman wants to participate. And for those of you who don't know who Ed Hoffman is, he's the best kosher caterer in America. So what can I tell you? We now have Canada, Jerry and Lily Penso. We have our friend Amy Schwartz. This is just popping up all over. It's great. I'm going to have to learn. I don't know what happens if it gets more than 20 people, because I bet it suddenly goes, I don't know. But according to this, we have 19 participants. I'm so thrilled. So what we're going to ask is everyone at 1 o'clock to mute themselves, and we will be playing, I'll be making a few welcoming comments, and then you got a special video, which I think will be memorable and enjoyable. We want to welcome Assistant Chief of the District Metropolitan Police Department, Chief Patrick Burke is joining us. Welcome. Thank you. And Ken and Linda Kaufman are this because they made the cake. Everyone has seen the cake. And you'll see the cake in a separate still photo, which everyone who's in Washington, it's so big and delicious. I had to handcuff myself. I didn't cut the cake yet. I want to say hi to our cousin Sandy. And from Florida, Tampa, Clearwater's Dennis and Francis Ain Levine. Oh, this is just wonderful. Amy Glecklin and Jonathan Glecklin are there. And Amy's going to be speaking to us as our first speaker.
Yeah.
Zev,
you're muted.
5 people now, so you may have to.
I'm going to ask that everybody,
other people,
please put themselves on mute. Okay, one more thing before we do that. Patty, our good friend Patty did not get the follow-up, so we're going to send it to her right away. Hold on. Hopefully she can come.